back everyone from the lunch break. Council, if you're ready to continue, please proceed. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and welcome back, Mr. Witness.
Bismillah.
Before the lunch break, we were talking about what happened when you were redeployed from the NIA. So, can you tell us what happened? Where were you redeployed?
Back to the armed forces.
I was taken back to the armed forces.
As what?
Defense headquarters as Director Intelligence and Security.
I was taken to the defense headquarters as Director Intelligence and Security.
Okay, and what happened in November 2009? Remember, you left in August. You left the NIA in August 2009.
August 2009
Yes.
And November 2009, what happened?
November 2009,
November 21st, 2009, young arrest.
I was arrested on the 21st of November 2009.
What time were you arrested?
1 a.m.
Where did it happen?
It happened in my house in Tallinn.
Who were the arresting officers?
Some were soldiers.
But an NIA officer became Alaji Morti.
But there was an NIA officer who was Alaji Mor. And Idrissa Job.
Who led the operation?
I don't know who was in charge of the group that night, because they came in a group.
Kindly tell us how it happened and who are the people involved.
I was lying down at night. Before I go to bed, I used to lock my gate. I'll get into my room and also lock it up. He jumped over. He jumped over through the door. He came to the door of my room. And they knocked at it. I got up. I came up to the door. And I asked, who is it? They said to me, if you want to know who is it, open up the door. But at this time, I was undressed. Because I was already in bed. I figured out that in my current state, I could not open the door. I went back to dress up. They forced their way through the door, broken the glass.
How did it happen? How did they do it?
Whether they used the gun, but they forcefully destroyed the door and they came in. They broke my glass. They came in. At that time, two of my little boys were lying at the sitting room. So, I was in the bedroom. So once I heard the noise at the door, I rushed and switched on the light. Because I did not want them to step on the little boys who were lying at the sitting room. That time, I had already put on my shirt. I said to them, what's going on? We have come to collect you. I said, but even if you come to pick me up, if you knock and I ask who is it, just identify yourselves.
Man fenke min bat na lante dael.
I have not done anything which will stop me from opening the door.
Adu man tara tala dulato katon te buguluta janne mu jandi ngoleti.
And I am not going anywhere because I was born here and I am a citizen of this place.
So man fenke ama ma mira fang nyanta bola jamu bola nyanta tala.
I have not done anything and I don't think I have a reason to leave this place or to go anywhere.
Atunko ali en ken songol taraje wole na murun tantata fengol do.
You came at a time when I was undressed, and that was why I went back to put on my clothes.
But almans wo patients ro kan ala ngam pare nga fitina ali na bunda kati.
But you did not have that patience to give me that time to dress up, and you broke into my house.
Who were the officers that entered your house?
Malam nyundo kulati nyum soja rolti menu duntana yoke.
Anga alaji mor sute konole.
I recognized Alaji Mo amongst them.
Aning I soldier boy so dol mol baringa fenke fanan sute jele Baaji Nuha.
I recognized Noah Baaji, but the soldier boys, I did not recognize them.
In your statement, you have provided a list of people who were involved.
Ila kuma kan safari ngoto ye mol tol DJ men ya lon ko wolle be mabere nunje.
So you recall you recognize only Alaji Mor and Nuha Baaji.
Munta ben si men de koy hakilo men mudara wala Alaji Mor te anen Nuha Baaji.
Oda sol hakilo mema.
I cannot recall the others.
Okay. Do you know which part of the forces Nuha Baaji belonged to?
In Nuha Baaji yala na bodan na tanko bunda fanna jumaldo ba.
Avenue State House.
He was at the State House.
That would make him a state guard.
Have you
ever heard the word jungler?
Yes.
Do you know whether he belonged to that unit?
Yes.
How did you feel at 1 a.m. in your home to see people break into your house and you are able to recognize Alaji Mor and a jungler? What among others? How did you feel?
Ya ko tanya dile kaje ko talankilin suto e moliye ne ya yela bunda konkon yela bunda kate duyi kan andu wol kono menu nate kan yemen sute je iko Alaji Mor anen Nuha Baaji men walon ko andu jongula le wodi yow ko je nyaadile
ako en jakalle.
It surprised me.
Were you scared?
Sila taleba
Ani silo mansila.
I wasn't scared.
So what did they do after you had that conversation with them?
Silang itoliye muneke birine yo kachasoro.
Ko alin songa tangana kutodum.
I said to them, allow me to go and put on my trousers.
Ko hani.
They said no.
No anata fo no hala bula ala kutodu.
But then Noah said, no, allow him to put on his trousers. But when I was getting into the room to go and put on my trousers, one of them wanted to come inside there. I said to him, no, my wife is asleep. You cannot come in here. I said, please, I am going nowhere. I'm just putting on my trousers and then we can go along. I don't want to create any noise which will wake my children who are lying. So, I went inside, but he came and stood by the door, opened the door, and he stood there watching me. I went to the wardrobe, took my trousers, put it on. I came and I told them that I was ready. And they told me, let's go.
Where did they take you?
Yes, I'm mile 2.
They took me to mile 2.
Did they tell you they were taking you to mile 2?
Mile 2
No.
Okay. So tell us how it unfolded that you found yourself at mile 2.
When they took me from there, I was asking in my mind, what happened? But I did not ask anyone amongst them. But I made a comment while inside the vehicle. Why would it be necessary for you to come to arrest me and break in my door? Alaji Mo, do you not know that even by just merely calling me, I would have come out? I said, but what is the use of breaking my door and breaking my glasses along the way? I heard one of the soldiers said, sorry, sir.
It's too late.
I said to him, it's too late. When you had the intention of destroying me, that time has passed.
So they took you to the NIA?
Yes, I'm by NIA.
Directly to Mile 2 prison.
No, when
I meant to say Mile 2, sorry.
When they took me there, I was taken directly to Mile 2.
Tell us what happened when you arrived at Mile 2?
Reception.
They took me to the reception. When I got to the reception,
sorry, yes, samba ndunta Mile 2 kono.
So we got into Mile 2.
Ya moto bunda ile mbejila drong nga Omar Bunbay fananje kajindi.
They opened the door of the vehicle, and as I was alighting, I saw Omar Bung. Another vehicle. I saw Omar Bung.
Nga Omar Bunbay je ikate fananje di moto do kono.
I saw him being brought down from another vehicle.
That was around what time?
Okada montro wati jumalla.
Nyimbe kala I believe around after 1 or 2 da. Around after 1 to 2 da.
It is around after 1 towards 2.
And Omar Bunbay, what was his rank?
Omar Bunbay, Brigadier
General.
He was a brigadier general.
And you, what was your rank at that time?
I was a major.
And then what happened when you saw Bunbay? Both of you were being brought out of the vehicles.
Surprised.
I was surprised.
And then what happened?
In some reception.
They took me to the reception.
Documentary a phone call particulars all ta.
They took our particulars.
Yena fengol dul ta milketa na bilo na personal fengolti.
Belongings.
They took our possessions. Rings. They took them from us.
Did they tell you why you were brought to the NIA during that time? Sorry, prison. Did they tell you?
No, they did not tell me.
Did they afford you the opportunity to talk to a lawyer at that time?
No.
So where did they take you in Mile 2?
Maximum security wing.
They took me to the maximum security wing.
Which is otherwise known as confinement wing.
Confinement wing.
Which number?
Number Juma?
Block 4, cell 4.
Block 4, cell 4.
We have received extensive descriptions of the conditions of the cells. So we won't bother you with that. For how long were you in those cells before you were questioned about the reasons why you were brought to the prison?
I think it's more than 2 weeks.
During those 2 weeks, were you able to communicate with anybody?
No, because nobody wanted to get close to me.
So you were held incommunicado? For 2 weeks?
More than that.
And what happened after that?
One day they came to pick me up.
Yen Sambato NIA headquarters.
They took me to the NIA headquarters.
Nimu watol to me anko doku watol.
This was during the working hours.
Gabriel Samba yen jindije.
When they took me there and I disembarked,
I remember NIA staff, so everyone, Milbebe Santo, Milbe NJ, they were all coming down to shake hands with me.
I remember the NIA staff, those who were in the story building up there, came down. All of them wanted to shake my hand.
Eventually,
I believe they were not pleased with the whole situation. They took me inside and I was made to sit at a particular place.
Which place was that?
Office investigation.
It was in an office investigation.
And what happened next?
To face a panel.
That was how they took me to face a panel.
And do you know who were the members of the panel?
Don't remember, no?
Yes, I can remember some. Yes.
Tell us.
Numo BJ as DG NIA.
Numo was there as the DG NIA.
Numo who?
Numo Juma.
Numo Kujabi.
Numo Kujabi.
Proceed, please.
Solo Bojang Soto.
Solo Bojang was there.
Solo Bojang of which force?
Solo Bojang Tanko Bunda Juma.
Gambia Armed Forces.
Gambia Armed Forces.
Yeah, Bora Koli Soto.
Bora Koli, yes.
Bora Koli.
State Guard on the GAF.
State Guard on the GAF.
Yeah.
Jongula as well?
Yes, yes. I believe.
Okay, who else?
Ninjuma.
Yeah, JPB Gomez.
You had JPB Gomez.
GAF also?
GAF.
Gambia Armed Forces.
Yeah, Alaji Kamara Soto.
You had Alaji Kamara.
GAF as well?
GAF.
Yes.
Yeah, Alaji Sise Soto.
You had Alaji Sise.
Which agency, which organization?
GAF.
GAF.
Yeah, Yankuba Baaji Soto.
You had Yankuba Baaji.
Yankuba Baaji, which institution?
Agency, NIA.
NIA.
Lamin Cham.
Lamin Cham.
Police.
Yes.
Police.
LS.
LF.
LS ma akontongo nyinata wala.
I forgot the surname.
Does the name Lamin Sanyang ring a bell?
Lamin Sanyang fo si feng mama my son no.
Which institution?
Police.
Mr. Chair, just to inform the Commission, we have a video of his appearance before the panel. The audio is not very good. We are sending it for enhancement. If it is enhanced, we would tender it in evidence. Otherwise, it won't be of much significance apart from to confirm the names of those who are present in the panel. We will see how it goes, and I'll advise the Commission later.
Noted.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Proceed.
Sukuta Jamme.
Sukuta Jamme. Yes. Which agency, which organization?
Doko Bunda Juma.
NIA.
NIA.
Who else?
Ninjuma.
Sen you remember no at the meantime.
These are the ones I can remember at the meantime.
Luis Gomez, was he part of it?
Luis Gomez dung for Fananda Vejeva.
Yes.
Alaji Moore, was he part of it?
Alaji Moore dung.
Yes.
Was he part of it?
Fanambeje.
Yes, he was there.
Sehu Jallo, was he part of it?
Yes.
Sehu Mantra at the initial stage.
Sehu was not at the initial stage.
At the later part, at another.
He came in the later part.
But you understand another fact finding.
But what I understood was that he came on a fact finding mission.
From where?
Abominto.
Abonam president.
Coming from the president.
To fact find what?
Verify whether the allegations were true or not.
So what happened while you were there?
While I was there, They asked me
what?
Munna.
About 2006 coup d'etat.
About the 2006 coup d'etat.
And what did they ask you?
What they asked me was,
wolo nyinti ko fomma lonko lantom mon tamba adabe 2006 coup d'etat kono.
whether I do not know that Lantombo was part of the 2009 coup d'etat. 6 coup d'etat.
How did you respond?
I told them I don't know.
And then what happened?
They told me it is not true. I told them it's the truth. Who amongst you would I fear here that I will not speak the truth? I told them I'll always say things that are very clear to me as the truth. I told him that I was not aware that he was part of the 2006 coup plotters.
Did they make any other allegation?
Yes.
Tell us.
They asked me if we aren't planning a coup d'etat.
But before that, about 2006 coup d'etat, didn't they tell you anything about a person called Emeba?
2006 coup d'etat nying fo imam mola kuma fo ba ka me Emeba.
Ha iya fo nyele?
Yes, they told me.
What did they say?
Yemuna fo.
Yenyi ni kala fo Emeba ma fo ko 2006 ko Lantom Montamba dabe coup d'etat kono.
They asked me whether Emeba did not tell me that Lantombong Tamba was part of the 2006 coup d'etat.
And how did you respond?
I told them it's a lie.
And
he never told me.
And what happened after that?
They said to me whether they can call Emeba. I told them to call him.
And then what happened?
Then they called Emeba.
What happened?
I was surprised. The time that I knew Emeba, he was in prison. And the time I knew him, he was a lieutenant.
But Emeba was in full combat with major rank.
But that day, I saw him dressed in full combat, and he had a major rank. He came and sat in front of me.
At this stage, what was his status?
He was dressed in uniform.
Was he a serving soldier or was he a prisoner?
At this time, he was an active service member with the rank of a major.
Okay. And what did he say?
He sat down. They asked me about him. Whether Emeba did not tell me that Lantombong and others were planning a coup d'etat. I told them he's not speaking the truth.
At that time, did members of the panel say anything to you?
Solo
Bojang got up. Where I was seated. He found me there. He slapped me. I said to him, Solo, am I the one that you are slapping? Am I the one you are slapping? I said, no, I think you've lost. Yes, you are lost. You are so powerful that you are slapping me. I said, well, God is good.
And then?
After that, they asked me whether we did not speak with Emeba. They said that Emeba said that while he was in detention, I called him. I told them that he is not speaking the truth.
Headquarters.
I was working at the headquarters.
Detention.
Emeba was in detention. How can I call him? I told him I did not call him. I got a message. He sent a message that he wanted to speak to me.
Is late Captain Solomon Jame.
And the guy he spoke to was the late Captain Solomon Jame. I told him, but Emeba was in detention. How will I speak to him?
And did any member of the panel say anything?
O more member sirinjo qu'est-ce la fo e kuma soro le baye même fo ba.
Iko toñante.
They said it's not true.
I
said it's good. Whatever you think.
Are you okay?
Do it.
But besides that, did they make any suggestions to you?
Okola fo kusoro le baye men mire ba.
Nko ndiamata sukutale.
I spoke to Sukuta.
Ko Sukuta?
Sukuta who?
Sukuta Juma.
Sukuta Jame.
Sukuta Jame.
Ko Sukuta mune bekiri?
I said to Sukuta, what's going on?
Konya sa yalong.
He said, sir, you know.
Iba understand.
You will understand.
I understand. I
said to him, what will I understand? Tell me what's going on.
In 2003. 2006, sorry.
A coup d'etat that took place in 2006.
For good 3 years.
For good 3 years. You are now bringing that case today. What is the reason behind it? He said to me, sir. He said, well, you will sacrifice.
Sacrifice to do what?
I said to him, sacrifice to do what? He said to me, you will accuse Lang.
Let's get this straight.
Gentilindi.
This is very important. You're saying that a state agent was telling you in the presence of 14 other people to falsely implicate Langtombong Tamba on a coup d'etat.
Langtombong Tamba dundi coup d'etat kono mealon ko fania coup
d'etat, I meant to say.
Coup d'etat la.
Yes. It's something that happened.
Just a moment. You already told them that you did not know anything about that.
Yes.
In a sense, you were telling them you did not know whether or not Langtombong Tamba was involved in any coup d'etat in 2006.
Yes, I told him that he was not a part of it.
And you're telling us that Sukuta Jame told you that you should make the sacrifice and falsely implicate Langtombong Tamba in that 2006 coup d'etat.
Abe yomal kiyama mbija mantra kallakam.
He's in heaven, I am here. Said, sir, you just have to persevere.
Ye lang fenke. Ye lang implicate.
And implicate Lang.
Kaya Sukuta ko ha?
Said Sukuta, and he answered,
Kaya ko ite doku kente kotole.
You have worked under me.
Sukuta fo inte nim faniale lombang.
But do you know me as someone who lies?
We have the audio.
Yes.
We have the video.
Inshallah, go into
video ben bulu janne.
Nko Sukuta fo nim faniale lombang.
Sukuta, do you know me as a liar?
Nko ininte doku ke nyoka.
You worked with me.
For what?
Sometime.
Nin dol fana doku ke for what?
And I work with others also for some time. Today you are coming to tell me to implicate Lang.
Nko Sukuta.
I said, Sukuta, I will not do it today, I will not do it tomorrow, and even if it means dying.
And how did Sukuta or other members of the panel react to your statement?
Sukuta waranto moko do nyo kotangol meno be kafo nyinto mune ketela lo nyati ako nyinko
ni wati kono ni wato wo ni Sukuta lebeti amola.
At this moment I was talking with Sukuta.
And what did you observe? What was the essence of getting you or suggesting to you to implicate Langtombo?
Itela ku korosiro mune ku kumayata ko nyin kono kaje ko ite Langtombo ka dum ko kuleta nyinto ka to foje yadundi
ngami korosije.
What I observed,
be kuku katoto wala kalamuta.
all their efforts they were doing is to implicate and get Lang.
Adunji kita ko niya mute laftala nyami sa fano.
And I believe that if they could catch him as they wanted, they can even kill him.
Nte tetara o mol kono milbe mako ila koke.
And I was amongst those that we are going to assist them in doing that.
Did they promise you any rewards?
Ntekela moti.
foy la
Ntekela moti mi yalon ka be mako ila pour ko ku sifar ke hadama dingwala minteng sako momi yalon ko nabe do ko.
I am not the person who will assist them to do such things to a human being, especially someone that I am working with.
So
nga ñine foy ko nga lafta ñine la hanna tarambe fala yente fa barante kangola la wandi moka.
I said to them, I prefer for them, even if for them they would kill me, but I will not implicate someone else.
And thank you for taking a principled position. But did they offer you anything?
fo yela hidi fenala ba
Ha na korosiro to wala na jero nga ñine jako ni ngoke.
By my observation, I believe that if I did that,
do bato ase kenye fenti mi yalon ko ase makamo dinano.
somehow it will be something that will improve my ranking.
Ase nafa fanandi na min seke no fiangol.
It can also give me other benefits in terms of possessions.
Bare nkamin tandi la wolo nyinti ko te tambito stage la pour ka use ko kusi fal ke min silo manta.
But what I made clear to them was that I have passed the stage where I would be used to do such things.
Ngani tandi la je ko nin tara dunia fiangola wala makamo te man la fe wala.
And I also told them that if it is things of this world, worldly things, or any other, whether it's knowledge or whatever, I am not interested.
So you flat out refused?
Yes.
Did they release you?
No.
But before that, those 14 other people who were present, did they say anything?
Sorry,
before I get there,
perhaps you should just answer my question.
Go ahead, sir.
Did they say anything? No. Did the others say anything?
3 individuals got up.
Who and who?
Numo.
Numo who?
Numo Kujabi.
Numo Kujabi.
Solo.
Solo who?
Solo Boja.
And who else?
Bora Koli.
And Bora Koli. And then what happened?
Edunta Dulalto.
They got into a place, the 3 of them.
What kind of a place?
It can be a bathroom. I believe it was
so they entered the room?
Yes, they got into a room.
And then what happened?
For a while.
They were there for a while.
Inata.
Then they came.
Oh, okay. Ngata itana statement nota.
They said, okay, let's go, and they will take my statement.
And then?
Okay.
I said to them, okay.
Data.
We went.
Investigation.
To investigation.
And a statement noti.
And I gave my statement.
And what was the statement about?
Statement on Atata Nata Wallon 2060. Lantombong is part of it.
The The top and bottom of it is that in 2006, the coup attempt, Lang Tombong was one of the participants.
Well, and what did you say in your statement?
ite muneko fo ila kuma kan safere ngoto
amanke kuti mimu tonyati ji
I said there's no truth in that.
adu manta man sola afenne lebe min dina na min be jalla nga fan ya fo min man soto
And I don't need anything that they may give me which will cause me to lie.
so how do you me fam
And that was written on the statement.
andu wo safeta ila kuma kan safere ngoni to
aseke ma hakilo bula
It can be, but I...
Did you sign a statement?
kuma kan sign ba
Yes, I signed a statement there.
And did you read the statement before you signed it?
kuma kan woni janni ba sign na fa ya karanda ba
anga statement o min sign jamanke kilinti
The statements I signed there was not just one.
Do you recall on the statement about Lang Tombong, do you recall that you stated quite clearly that you have no knowledge of him being involved in the 2006 coup d'etat?
fay hakilo sa mutano ko ila kuma kan safere ngoto men safe yayi tandi jele ko lantombo mo molde me alon ko malon fa e londi soto ngin coup d'etat bayri ngo nyinto 2006
ngamin tandi je wolo nyinti ko akoytam adullata ko lantombo manta 2006 coup d'etat kon.
What I put there was that it was clear to me, and I also believe that Lang Tombong had no part to play in the 2006 coup d'etat.
Anything funny about Lang Tombong Fanialo?
And Emeba also did not tell me anything about Lang Tombong Tamba. It was a lie.
Okay. So, after you gave that statement, did they let you go?
No, they did not let me go.
So what happened?
They kept me there at the agency.
For how long?
Till Danta.
A couple of days.
Because me bola je wato mina fang mantara kendiare.
Because the time I left the place, I was not feeling well.
Were you given access to a doctor?
For ye mako le purinin doctor ye nyoja bang.
Ha yen sambale bare eventually ko order sort of from solo bojang ko ikanang futandi loptano.
Yes, they took me.
Samba State Guard Clinic.
They took me to the State Guard Clinic, but later on they said they got word from Solo Bojan that they should not attend to me.
An order from Solo.
An order, yeah. Order.
So woto ngamera atara for a drip so like any bang for something like I don't know.
At that time I think I was put on drips
or
something else. In fact, I was surprised to find myself at the hospital.
Were you unconscious when you were taken to the hospital?
It's like
I wasn't aware.
Okay. Where were you taken afterwards? You said you were detained for a few days. And for how long?
For almost 3 months.
I was in Mile 2 for almost 3 months.
During that 3 months, did you have occasion to leave Mile 2 prison to go anywhere?
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Mile 2?
They came to pick me up at Mile 2.
Who came to pick you up?
It was in the night. Who came to pick you up?
Alaji Job.
Alaji Job. It was the RSM.
RSM for which force?
RSM Bunda Jumala.
Prisons.
Prisons.
Was he alone?
Adam Malamba.
No, he came with the team, but I don't know who they were.
And then what happened?
When they came, they called me. They opened the door and they took me to the table. The place looks like a reception. On that table is where they do their booking and book out. And they booked me out. But I was at that table. They brought Lang.
Lang who?
Lieutenant General Lang Tombong Tamba.
Lieutenant General Lang Tombong Tamba.
So in the meantime, Lang Tombong was also arrested.
Wata kilin kono ye lan fana mutale nungotu mo.
Yes, he too was there.
And what happened afterwards?
They
took me away.
And did they do anything to you as they were taking you out?
Yes, I was handcuffed.
And what else?
At some point, they blindfolded me.
But at that time, you saw Lang Tombong. How was he? How did you see him? How was his condition?
What was
his condition at the time?
Maybe mile 2 konole.
Maybe inside mile 2. But we never saw each other.
So it's like suto yente fintindi ngaje katinati.
But it's like, as I was being brought out in that night, I also saw him being brought in. As he was arriving, I was going.
But from your observation, how was he? Was he okay? Did he appear normal?
Yes, at that time he was okay, but I don't know health-wise how it was like.
For at least almost a month, weeks or months.
At this time that I am talking about, I was there already for some weeks or close to a month.
So you met the panel only once, is it?
Yes, I was taken there only once.
And you denied knowledge of Lang Tombong's involvement in 2006. They took you back to mile 2. They did not bring you back.
They came to pick me up in the night.
So tell us about this first time when you were taken out at night.
Gabriel Fintindi, Yen Samba, Yen Futandi agency.
When I was brought out, they took me to the agency.
Which agency?
Agency Juma.
NIA.
NIA.
And what happened there?
Yen Selan Di Santo.
They took me upstairs.
What's Seladula?
As we were climbing up.
Ntata conference room momento.
The conference room that we went to. When I got there, they switched off the light. Those who switched off the light, I did not know who they were.
I did not see that.
Melong.
Melong, okay. I don't know them. All right, proceed.
I was handcuffed. I heard someone say, sit on the floor. I sat down. I saw someone bringing a polythene bag and put it over my head. And then they started to question me. If you don't speak the truth here, we'll kill you. And they were squeezing my neck. And they tightened the polythene bag over my head. I think amongst them, one of them was smoking. And they put up this cigarette butt on me. It was very painful. Very painful.
BJ, for what?
I was there for some time. Then they said to me, you see this? This that we have done to you? It's an example. If you come back here again, you will regret it.
Did they beat you?
Yes.
How many of them?
I cannot say because I have not seen them.
Did you recognize any voice?
No.
Did they wear anything to cover their faces?
No, something was over my face.
Your eyes were tied?
Yes.
A plastic bag was put over your head?
Yes.
How long were you beaten?
It wasn't that long.
10 minutes, 20?
Minute saba.
Minute more.
It was more than 20 minutes.
Did you sustain any injuries?
Yes, I got some bruises.
Where?
Minto.
Coma.
My back.
What were they using to beat you?
Mano exactly muni bebul. Because mbulo man fena mbulo be hand coffre.
I don't know exactly what they had because my hands were handcuffed. I was handcuffed.
How were you reacting when they were beating you?
Well, adimintal.
Well, it was painful.
Did you cry? Did you shout?
What I put to them was that whatever you are to do, go ahead and do it. If you want to kill me.
Did they ask you any questions while they were doing this?
Yes, they asked me.
What did they ask you?
Whether I was not in cohort with Lang on a coup d'etat.
Which coup d'etat?
Coup d'etat Juma.
2006 2009
They asked about it 2006 and they also asked about 2009.
What did they say about 2009?
Yemuna for 2009 coup d'etat bayre ngonindo.
Whether they asked me whether Lang was not planning a coup d'etat.
It's an information
I told them this is an information that is coming from you because I am not aware of it. They said you are not speaking the truth.
In the first instance, Sukuta Jame told you Koye wakili ye Lang implicate.
That you persevere and implicate Lang.
That he encouraged you to implicate Lang. Falsely. You refused.
Balanda.
On this occasion, did they suggest to you to do that?
For
the 2009?
2009 coup d'etat bayre ngonindo.
Yes.
And what did they say?
After the beating, they took me back.
To where?
Minto.
Mile 2.
To mile 2.
And then?
Okola.
They took me away from there again.
After how long? After how long?
I want to get LC.
I dul akatilul tale.
It takes days. Or a week. Because I just sit down and I hear my name being announced. They will come, open the door, and I will go. And each time I sit down, I always have it in my mind that any moment they can come.
So what you do is
sometimes it will take a couple of days. Sometimes it takes longer.
And tell us about the second time.
Second time I went there, they said to me, are you aware that you are working on a coup d'etat? I said, no, I'm not aware of that. I think you are the ones who are giving me the information on that coup d'etat. Because I am not aware of any coup d'etat that has been planned. They told me, yes, we are aware that you have trained some people
Guinea-Bissau.
in Guinea-Bissau,
Kidol Saye.
and you've bought them weapons.
Kulungul Sang.
You've bought boats,
Training.
and they are training.
I
said, really?
If
that is the case, then that is surprising to me. Because I have not gone to Bissau. I never called to Bissau. I have no one in Bissau that I communicate to. And I don't think I have that money to train people in Bissau while I'm here. I said to them, no. Tell me something else. Not about the coup d'etat.
Information or based witness.
They said, we have all the information and also we have witnesses.
Okay.
Who told you that?
The panel.
So, what time of the day was this? That you appeared before the panel the second
time? It was early evening, after work.
And who was there?
The same panelist.
The same panelist.
These panelists.
Okay. And then, were you beaten on that occasion while you were at the panel?
No.
So, what happened? Did they take a statement from you?
Yes, they took statements.
And then what happened afterwards?
After that, they returned to me.
And then what happened afterwards?
Then they came to pick me up again.
What time of the day?
This was also in the evening.
Justice, Attorney General's chamber.
Attorney General's chamber.
But this time around, they took me to the Attorney General's chambers.
And what happened?
DPP Chengen.
They took me to the DPP, Chengen.
And then what happened?
Chengen you are my friend.
Chengen said to me, you are my friend.
I
said to him, what makes me your friend?
He
He said, I want to assist you. I said, on what?
Evidence
He said, we have all the evidence here that you are planning a coup d'etat. You have trained people. You have secured weapons. You have boats. Your containers with weapons have all been intercepted and are under custody. I said, well, then that's the whole of it. What can I do about it? He said, no, you know, I want to help you. I said, how? He said, I want all the people who are there, we are going to remove you from them.
Typical state witness,
and then you become a state witness.
Use against
and will use you against those other people, those that are left behind.
I
waited until he finished speaking. I said to him, you said I am a friend? I told him I don't believe that. Because you are putting me into line now. But it's because you do not know me.
Before it,
I told him, before you, people came to me asking me to lie, and I refused. And there's nothing they can do about it.
So in essence, not only did the NIA suggests that you lie to implicate Lang Tombong in 2006 coup d'etat. The Ministry of Justice, the DPP, was also suggesting to you to lie to implicate Lang Tombong and others for 2009 alleged coup d'etat.
Munta amanke NIL dronti men yalonko wolle ni so hamo dundi kono pour yelan tombon dundi 2006 coup d'etat bayri ngonindo amunta hani ministry membe marle luwal ni kitindir kunyalla ila nyaton ko me marle kitindiro kunyalla même DPP do fana ye kuma la kanyum kuma kam foye pour isi lan tombon dundi coup d'etat bayri ngomen kera 2009 sama
Lang Tombong and others.
Lan tombon na do nyo kotangol pour isi adung ye dung 2009 coup d'etat bayri ngondo
kay ko chengen hani me fampatande.
I told him, Chenge, do not waste your time. Not even in my dreams would I do this. What is not the truth? I will not defend that.
And how did Chenge react?
He got up and stood. He said, you know, you are my friend. I want to help you.
So that it's free.
So that you'll be free. You go back to your work. I told him, you are not helping me. You are implicating me.
And what did they do to you after you insisted that you were not going to do this?
They returned me back.
Between the first, you went to the panel twice, and then they took you to Chenge. All right. Between those three occasions, was there ever a time they took you out at night? You told us the first time, which is after the panel. Did they take you out a second time at night?
Ko ina ye samba fo ye samba ena ye samba Chengen ya wala Ministry of Justice fo ina ke kana no ma jela sudo ke samba bang
imanna sudo ina ta wuraro le kotenge.
They did not come in the night, they came in the evening.
Jiwat kola.
After closing hours of work.
Where did they take you?
Ye samba mindole
NIA headquarters.
To the NIA headquarters.
Who took you?
Jumale ye samba je
Soldiers were amongst them.
Like who?
State guard soldiers were I may remember Jumal de Kilim.
State guards or state guards / junglers?
State guard do gulal bang for state guard never ye state guard nyaru member to member nyaru do mande wala jongulal.
No, I remember Jumal in Samba Wawuraro. I remember.
I don't remember who took me that evening.
But you remember that they took you to the NIA. Kindly tell us what happened there.
I
think that occasion I was not the only one they took. They took me along with General Tamba.
Just the two of you?
The two of us.
And then what happened?
Samba identification parade.
They took us for an identification parade.
Tell us about it.
When we got there, they took us inside. We were seated inside.
Reception.
At the reception.
How were you dressed?
The clothes I had on when I was arrested.
White phone column. White dress long.
It was a white dress.
After.
Or
3/4 phone call dress long.
Or 3/4 dress, I can say.
And then what happened?
Then yening General Tamba sindi nyokanje.
We were made to sit together with General Tamba.
What in this sort of jail?
We spent some time there.
Nata the more jitana.
Then they came downstairs.
Well, after identification phone call.
Then they said they wanted to carry out an identification parade. When they said that to me,
this one is surprising.
I said, this is surprising. This surprised me.
Identification parade.
Identification parade. What reason?
How did they do it?
I said to them, now.
How did they do it?
Yo kenyadile.
Yen kumandile.
They called us.
Nilang.
Me and Lang.
Ye mol bondi na agency.
They brought people from the agency.
Londi.
And they made them to stand.
How was Lang dressed?
Lang ayat feto fata sifa nyadile dum.
I'm a long sleeve level or something like that.
He was in Mufti.
Mufti.
Amandra soldier uniform kono.
Those who were brought from the agency, what were they wearing?
Yemenu bondi agency wole mum fennel dum.
I'm dole kaftano dum dole fanko.
All of you were in Mufti.
Albe so civilian fengol lel.
Yes, we are all in Mufti.
Okay.
But Janni wa bikela.
But even before that,
Laftole explain.
that is what I want to explain.
Proceed.
Entayawo.
Mimbente den ko mimbente balano.
The shirt that I was wearing.
Anotale someone that ngaji ko alo no ni na appeared.
It was so dirty that I believe that dirt, if I were to appear with it,
Momo binala sing identify.
anybody that came would be able to identify me.
Why was it so dirty?
Muna sabu da fo dondi ko nyanga nota.
Abri ye muta up to that day.
I had the same shirt on me from the day that I was arrested until that moment, and it was not washed.
You are not afforded the opportunity to change your clothes.
Yes, I don't see anyone, much more talk less of changing clothes.
When you were being tortured, were you wearing the same clothes? So all the blood and everything was on that clothes.
Yes.
Okay, so at this stage, what did you do?
What I told him. Those that came there, I said, the shirt I have is very dirty.
Identification parade.
And you say that we should go on an identification parade. If you should present me in this situation, wherever you took me to, if in my appearance alone will identify me as not being part of the group.
How did the person respond?
He told me, wait, let me come. The person went. Took some time. Then he came with some clothes and asked me to put on them.
At that place to wear that clothes.
Oh, okay. To wear those clothes at that point in time, I was not too comfortable.
Why?
Because I do not know where the clothes came from.
So in the end, what happened?
In the end, it took me outside of facing the investigation.
In your clothes?
I put on those clothes now. I have removed my clothes and I wore the ones brought.
Okay, and then what happened?
They took me out. They took me away with General Tamba. And then they brought other staff members. They asked us to stand wherever we chose.
And then?
So in that standing,
to identify
us,
the location
where we were made to stand, I felt that it was not the correct place to make us to stand. Because you can make us stand there, someone can be somewhere else, and he will identify us.
So what did you do?
When I saw that,
identification is not going to be identification to me.
I said to myself, this identification process will not be proper. I said, I thought to myself that this is something that they want to use just to frame us. So that they will say later on that this is what we did and this is what came out of it.
So what did you do as a result?
After that happened, they called that individual. He came. He just walked past. Came back. And he was looking at us. He went behind us. He stood. Then he moved closer and faced me. And he faced us. While our backs were on the, facing the story building.
And then?
Okay.
After he did that,
I point out.
He came and pointed me out.
General Tamba point out.
And pointed out General Tamba.
And then what happened after that? What happened after that?
After that, there was someone there.
But before that, who do you eventually got to know the person that identified you?
Yes,
that was Rui Jabi Gassama.
Did you know him before?
And never knew
Have you ever
before.
seen him before?
I never saw him before.
And then what happened? You were saying there was someone?
I got someone's comment.
This is no fucking, sorry to use that language. This is no fucking identification parade.
Who was saying this is not an identification parade?
Who said that?
One captain long Sehu Jalo.
One captain, Sehu
Jalo.
From State House?
About State House.
State House.
The guy who came to watch for Yaya Jammeh, what was going on? You said it, I did not.
Yes.
And after the identification parade, or the so-called identification parade, what happened?
They took us back.
To where?
Mile 2.
In between the first time you appeared before the panel and the identification parade, how many times were you tortured?
Ila findirdi follow nyinke nati wal ka fonyi nyati no ani wato mena fana findirde ye nati nying identification pare wala su ka su den roge mola je foye li pala ba
dula do to maldi parosto je.
At some point I did not get beaten
because akuna fanga comment do moy la fang.
I even had a comment there. It was in the night.
Bare akam soldier role.
It was a soldier.
Ako ngama kafa moya kafa sa nte continue la kanyinke nyulan.
I think he was saying this to someone and he said to him, "Sir, we cannot continue doing this
to these people."
Okay.
Because they have done nothing wrong.
How many times were you tortured?
I want to get them see ibe butela kelipa.
Nia kalamta wati fula bari ñindol be
I can recall 2 times.
Mil tutaje
But the others.
Fintindol min kana tamita lulal.
But the outings were more than 5.
Bare nimbe fonko di kolia soto na womu sinya fulani.
But the ones that I have difficulty were only on 2 occasions.
The other ones can somebody.
The other ones, they just take me out.
Yen sindije.
They sit me down.
They tabulo lipa.
They bang on the table. They bang on the doors.
It
was dark throughout. But they will not touch me. What was the reason for them not doing that? I don't know.
Were you the one taken out, only one taken out on those occasions?
On one occasion, I was taken alongside General Tamba. On another occasion, myself, General Tamba, and Modugay.
Okay. So, you were tortured only twice?
Yes.
The second torture, tell us about it.
Second one, I was brought to the agency. They kept me there. Until night time. And then I was taken upstairs.
And then?
That too was painful.
What did they do to you?
They beat me.
How?
Well, as usual, handcuff all.
Handcuff.
I am sorry, this thing is painful to talk about. But it is important that we have the details of what happened to you.
That's what I said, the same thing what they did to me.
The first instance, you were handcuffed, your eyes were tied, plastic bag put over your head, they were beating you, and someone put out a cigarette butt on your body. The second time, what happened?
The handcuffs, the lights were switched off. Okay. But they did not put a plastic bag over my head.
How many of them?
I don't know. It was dark.
They beat you? How long?
It didn't take long.
How did you react to the beating?
It was painful.
I know you said it's painful. How did you react to that pain? Were you crying? Were you shouting?
Yes, I was screaming because it pained me.
In your statement, you said at Mile 2 prisons, I would be taken out overnight for interrogations to unknown locations and torture sessions for more than 5 occasions.
Mile 2
So, do I interpret what you say now to mean that you are taken out for interrogations 5 times, and during those occasions you were only tortured on 2 occasions?
Silam fonsi ni ko nyin fasarno tende ba wala min digo e sinya lulol men be kela ke findini ke samba pour nyin karol ni jabiro le ku ini tema sinya fula dronnam ye lipa.
No, it was not only 2 times.
Because
there was one day when they came to pick me up. That day was not for them to torture me. That day they wanted to kill me.
Tell us about it.
They took me from the prison. And as I was about to board the vehicle, someone grabbed me and tied my eyes. At the time, I was in handcuff. They took me out. Where I was going to, I did not know. That night, they took me out from one vehicle and put me into another. The vehicles were running and I do not know where they were going to. But I did not know where I was taken to. But there was a time I had a discussion with someone in these days, and the person put it to me. That was the day that I was to be killed.
You mean that recently somebody told you that that was the day you were to be killed, the day you were taken out and moved from
Amunta ikai lungo me vola nyin ku keta science ina de men mare men foyete wo lungo la nyin keta nyanna kela lungoti lungo men na ye findi de ke sawndi ka ke bondi ka bo moto kata moto dodo wo lungo la nyanna kela lungo de nyanne fala lungo men.
Yes, yes.
And you say it was supposed to be you and Langtombong Tamba.
Yes.
I'll give you a piece of paper to write down the name of the person you had this conversation with. And Mr. Witness, it is all very interesting, but we have to make more progress. So we would do that now, and because I don't have a blank sheet of paper, complete blank sheet of paper here, but we would give you another sheet to reproduce the same information later. Okay. All right. Thank you, Ms. Jones, for assisting. Thank you very much. And sign and date the document. And if the person is a serving officer, tell us where the person was working. Sign and date. Put your name also.
Sign ye lungu nyinkeje memu bi lungu di andu ye to fanankeje.
(26th November). Thank you very much, Mr. Witness.
Inumbarabake, Sedo.
Thank you very much.
Inumbarabake, Sedo.
Okay. Pass it on to the chair. Mr. Chair, this is a protected information sheet relating to this witness. We ask that it be exhibited as Exhibit 176. Thank you very much, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Council. Request am granted.
Did the person tell you how you were to be killed?
He
was not among the killers.
But did he tell you how you were to be killed?
He heard that. He heard someone saying that these people, if God wills it today, we are going to do this to them.
What was going to be done?
But where are we going to bury them?
And did he tell you who these people were? Those people who were to kill you and bury you somewhere.
They were soldiers.
Ordinary soldiers, state guard soldiers, or junglers?
So na soldier na banko tang korda bala soldier ol bang fo jongulan.
I believe junglers also.
I believe they were the junglers.
Did he tell you where those orders came from?
Yes.
Tell us.
Solo Bojan ne order di.
Solo Bojan gave that order.
You were head of military intelligence. Tell us honestly. You are under oath. Would Solo Bojang have the guts to order the execution of a former chief of defense staff and former director of military intelligence without the blessing of Yaya Jammeh?
Tonya
Would
fonye.
Solo Bojang have that audacity?
Fo solo bojang abe sembo soto la warando jusbe ngo soto lale. Ka kango di mol kata mo fa me yalon ko nana kita sojaro la nyaton koti. Aning sojaro la nyaton ko menana kede la nyaton koti la kullo maranya la nyila nyaton ko. Ama watra amang kango soto warando sembo soto kabona Yaya Jammeh.
Magic.
I don't believe.
You don't believe what?
Magic ko se no.
I don't believe that can be possible.
In a sense, you are agreeing to the proposition, to the suggestion that Yaya Jammeh was in the know.
Amunta wala nyindi ko ko nyi betata na wala nyindi ko ida korta nyinna la ko ba tay sonda nyinna la ko Yaya Jammeh adabe ko nyin konole oranda londo sota ko nyin konole.
I cannot say that now because the one that told me, he said that even they themselves, they were surprised how or where Solo got that order from.
But you just told us.
Yes.
The
one who told me said that. When I heard this, I said, no, this cannot be. He said it cannot be possible. He said, I'll make sure that today when they are going out, I'll follow them.
Did the person follow them?
Yes, he followed them.
And what did he say happened?
Convince.
He was able to convince the head of the team.
And who was that?
I can write his name.
I'll give you the same document. So against that name, write team leader.
O tumari toning duma je asafeje atelam nyato kafo nyaton koti.
For that day?
Yes.
Walungani.
Council is team leader sufficient for you, for the record?
Yes, the team leader for that operation. That's what he said, the team leader for that day.
Fine, okay.
The person who was responsible for that particular operation. And when I see the name, I understand why he said that.
Execution squad is not appropriate, is it?
Well, we can say team leader for the execution squad.
Splendid.
Thank you very much. Perhaps you should write that, team leader for the execution squad of that day.
Akoya safeje kafo nyaton ko me yalon ko atelam far lalla kun diode wolungola.
So Mr. Witness,
Sedo
execution squad. Thank you very much. Give it to. And apart from your eyes closed, your eyes, I mean something, a cloth tied over your eyes, and you being moved from vehicle to vehicle while these vehicles were in motion, and they were taking you around, and you didn't know where you are. What else did they do to you?
Ninga bota ke nyanyi city fabe kala funtol tima fabe kala muneti inata ne bulandi motola altata albe wudu kam motol bidage be sound la moto kabo moto kata moto kabo moto kata moto mune nata nake kotenke
jara fodula dol to lota.
We went up to a particular place and they stopped.
Jita ya motol bundael.
They alighted and they opened the doors to the vehicles.
But on that side of the thing, it's like sea breeze.
But where I was seated, I was feeling sea breeze.
So
So it appeared to me to be a place very close to the ocean.
Did they bring you out of the vehicle?
No, they did not bring me down.
Did they do anything to you to suggest to you that you are going to be killed?
Yes.
Suspect ko ina dalilo le feke because ila wo operation o keta nyame ani order this kananta is two different things.
Yes, I suspected that because the manner of that operation and what used to happen the previous times were not the same.
What specifically in that operation led you to believe that these people planned to kill you?
Mune fam yeso iso bindi nyinna ko warando kala nyinna ko itato do ko menna wala landi nyinna ko itar lafta la ke fanu
yela motol prepare nyami
where they prepare their vehicles.
Did you see it?
Ya jela bang
No, I did not see.
Okay, and what else?
But I got into a vehicle. And I know the type of vehicle that I got into. And I also knew the type of vehicles they used to bring along each time they come to collect me.
I feel something is going to happen.
So I felt that something was going to happen.
Because already
because as I got in there, they held my neck and they put...
well, that is trademark jungular execution. We have had a lot of evidence about a lot of people who were killed in that style of strangulation. Do you know why they did not proceed?
Yes.
Tell us.
The person whose name I have jotted down, when he heard this,
the second person,
he called the second person.
The second person on your list.
On my list.
And said to him, this is what I heard them say. He said to him, but I want, when you are going, to include me there.
That person on your list, the first person, was also a jungler.
No.
Jungler is not necessarily Mofala.
No. I don't know him to be one.
But that person was very, very close to Yaya Jammeh.
Yes, he works for him.
Okay. So the person told you that he convinced the second person on your list not to kill you.
Yes.
You believe him?
Because I mean for what you
yes,
ya confirm ya for kebale president will order deal.
That is, I believe it because he said,
solo nyininka.
Okay.
He left a solo nyininka. Ka confirm, Jenny Bokela, ka confirm I fire orders of the president.
Because what he said to the second man is to confirm whether actually Solo got that order from the president.
Did they confirm it?
Yes, they verified it.
So what did they verify?
It was verified that the order did not come from the president.
And did they do it? Of course, if they did it, you would not be here.
Yes.
But are you able to tell what happened to Lang Tombong? You said it was the two of you.
Sorry.
What happened to him?
He was in another vehicle. We were not in the same vehicle.
But
we went out at the same time. I do not know whether he was taken to the same area I was taken to or to another different location. I cannot tell.
You were subsequently charged with treason together with other people. Lieutenant General Lang Tombong Tamba, Brigadier General Obi Mbai, Colonel Kausu Kamara,
Brigadier General Obi Mbai,
DIG Modu Gay, Ngor Seka of the NIA, and Ali Abdullah Juf businessman. And I believe Rambo, somebody called Rambo. Do you know whether any one of them was tortured?
I know that I was tortured.
I don't know General Tamba.
I know that General Tamba was tortured.
I believe Modu Gay testified that he was tortured.
Obi Mbai.
When he was caught in possession of a telephone, Ubimbai, he was accused of possessing a telephone. I'm aware that he too was tortured.
How about the others?
They could have taken them out when I am not aware. Because we were not in the same cell.
But how do you know that these people you mentioned have been tortured?
Most of the time, General Tamba nimbe sambale ka sambale.
Most of the time, when they are taking me, they take him along.
How do you know he was tortured?
Because ngajile ka minkentela janimbe finle kole ka tefanan.
Because I used to observe that what they did to me was the same thing they did to him when they are taking us out.
Do you see him afterwards?
We were not in the same cell.
Would you see him afterwards to be able to make an assessment yourself that he was in fact tortured?
I never asked him.
I didn't say whether he told you. The question is, when you see him, would you see the telltale signs of torture?
Namiro ngolefo nko namiro to najiko to ngajikile ko yake afanan torture.
That's what I'm saying. My belief, and I believe that he too was tortured.
You were charged before court and tried. And you were found guilty. You're sentenced. True? And yes. You are sentenced to death.
Yes.
How did it feel?
I was betrayed.
Why do you feel that?
Because I believe that. If I have done nothing wrong, nothing should happen to me.
Your view is that the evidence that was laid against you was false.
There is no aid of truth in it.
We received evidence from a witness who suggested that the witnesses were paid. To testify against you. Do you feel that way?
It's not that I see it that way. I also heard it that way. I heard it.
How does it feel? That the state would fabricate evidence against you and will pay witnesses to testify against you falsely, and you got sentenced to death. How does that feel?
It's
painful. Very, very, very well. It's not that they took witnesses or they had witnesses they paid. It's not taking a witness and paying them.
A convict for that matter.
Or to bring out a convict from the prison. You promote that individual and then pay the individual money. Implicate people. I take that to be the worst.
Thank you very much, Mr. Witness. While you were in prison, your family and the families, the wives of all other convicts in the same case, made serious efforts to get a pardon for you.
And in Dimbaya Kotangulu menu ya lonko wol fanala badingule be ateo mutakilingo kono ye kataku jamale ke prunin kamala isi yam fosoton no pro isi atelbula.
True.
Foto nyande.
Ha na musol.
Yes, our wives.
But none of that succeeded.
But what hani kilim manna ke kuti ye mensotota.
Hani?
No.
And ultimately you were put on a list of individuals to be executed.
Wokola bitun silang inatali toke kali tolu safe ko atelu mumoleti inyanta menu fala.
Ha.
Yes.
Do you have that list?
Wokaito dumbe bulle bango tolu be saferindame.
Ha.
Yes.
Could you provide it to the commission?
Fo isa adino commission la bang.
Ha.
Mr. Chair, we asked that the document be exhibited. It should be Exhibit 177. Well, 176A. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. All these names?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Heavens.
There are lots of names on the list.
Yes.
But I kali wala ko ababe sola ko momo be death roll abi be fal.
But he swore to that anyone whose name was on the death row, he was going to execute you.
Who swore to that?
President.
The president.
He had a name.
Yeah, Jemmy.
Do you recall exactly what he said?
Ma miramba be feng baranga kalamuta ay kalile ko namake ay dolomi wala ay sewoni.
I cannot recall everything he said, but I think he said that if he fails to do that, he will either drink alcohol or eat pork.
Well, that's not a difficult one. For some people, that is normal and regular. But I am sorry, it's a very expensive game by him. And in this list, your set of convicts were all to be executed. Do you know why your members of your set were not executed?
Yes.
Tell us.
Lawyer, minketa Sirif Marit Tambedu.
I believe our lawyer, Sirif Marit Tambedu,
Amatra Bankoka.
he was not in the country, but when he heard it, that this guy said he was going to do this, he made all efforts to see that whatever would be able to stop this execution, he did.
Like what?
To follow the course of the law.
Day of execution.
Day of execution.
That was very brave of lawyer Tambedu. And it deserves commendation. Among the steps taken, could you tell us what they were?
Well, I believe I Attorney General contacted on this issue.
I believe that he contacted the Attorney General on the issue.
Minister of Justice.
Do you know who the Attorney General was at the time? I know you were in prison at the time. I believe it was Jobate. Yes, and then what happened? What did lawyer Tambedu, Sirif Tambedu for that matter, say to the Attorney General?
Sirif Kamin Bekele wolo nyintiko ya make sure ko ikanan tolma because the case still is going on appeal.
You have not exhausted your appeal, your rights of appeal, which is a very important technical problem, technical issue. Your sentence was not definitive. And therefore you could not be executed. Very important point. That saved you.
Yes.
But there was some other convict who was executed who did not exhaust his appeal. Are you aware of that? But if you're not aware, it's all right.
What I want to say there,
the
execution was not for that reason.
That first execution.
The first execution.
That
was not intended for them. It was intended for us. That was why when they went to mile 2, the prisoners in mile 2 that were to be taken out to be executed.
Because Jamani dolni miro minta.
Idamali muneke yenyo sabale fo munekeda.
Idamali diamo soto idamal teman.
They had an argument amongst themselves.
Because dol bije miliyalan ko wol laftan tolle ngata yen tolle fa.
Because there were some amongst them who wanted us to be taken and killed.
How do you know that?
Yolo nyarile.
We have to ask the questions.
I heard it. And when I made inquiries, it was through that inquiry that I got this list.
Who told you? You want to write the name or you want to tell us?
For isi amari to savano man fodum be lafila le kafu fana.
Hani.
No.
Because ni mo mari ngakalolek.
Because I swore.
It's not a very important point for us, so we leave it at that.
Amanke bunda kuma batin tole woton sa tuten.
But ultimately,
Barikola bandulato.
You received. No, ultimately, your case went to the Supreme Court.
Gola bandulato yela kito samba Supreme Court.
Did anything happen to your sentence?
For kule nata ke ila sorondu ila
sentence.
Ila ye melle kanko nyanta mankele la biring ye tumi. So kule nata ke jebang.
What happened?
Munekela.
After Janim Bita Supreme Court, I saw some seconds.
Please go ahead.
I want you to spare me some seconds, even before I talk about the Supreme Court.
Please go ahead.
Janim Bita Supreme Court.
Before getting to the Supreme Court,
That on Court of Appeal.
we went to the Court of Appeal.
Court of Appeal is 3-man judge.
Court of Appeal is a 3-man judge.
Or 3-woman judge.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. Justice Wowo Soto as the president.
You had Justice Wowo as the president.
Yeah, another Justice Molo.
The other justice, I do not know.
I did not remember.
I can't remember.
Yeah, Justice Ngom Soto.
There was Justice Ngom.
Aminata?
Malum, but it's Ngom.
I don't
Justice
know.
Ngom.
But
Female? Female.
So ha.
Atella kuya at nambe diamula issue la.
it is because of her, that is why I'm talking about the issue today.
Na first day of appearance, nkafinti court nyati wala appeal.
The first day we appeared, as we appeared before the court,
The
president
of that court of appeal. Ako abe na case dismissed.
said he was going to dismiss our case.
Ontola appealo.
That our appeal,
Ntol ma sign.
we did not sign it.
Na lawyer so lawyer sign.
But it was signed by our lawyers.
And then?
Wakang abe na case dismissed.
And for that reason, he was going to dismiss our case.
Na lawyer.
Our lawyer,
Minketa delayed Pap Chair in Seka.
who was Pap Yasin Seka
And in Sirif.
and Sheriff,
And in Awa Sise Sabali.
and our sister Sabole,
Pap Chair in Wulta Ako.
Pap Yasin got up and said,
Milbe prison.
those in prison,
Ya appeal olek.
they made an appeal.
Dol fana milbe prison nunje.
Those of us who were in
Fananga
prison,
appeal
there,
olek.
we also made an appeal.
Adu mo appealo.
And that appeal,
Nga tom print le.
we Tom printed.
Oto nata appealo itole min dundi ma accept.
If the appeal that they submitted is not accepted,
Oto ndola appealo nga min dundi at the prison, inanto accept la le.
then our appeal that we submitted while in prison, they should accept it.
Woko hani.
Wo said no.
Atela fonkoto ay mindi. Ala verdict ay mindi.
The verdict he gave.
The other judge ko hani.
The other judge said no.
O woman ke siloti.
That is not proper.
Ni musunungo, Mrs. Ngom, Justice Ngom.
The lady, Justice Ngom,
Ala kumakangota ay mifo.
from her own statement,
Ako for the dispensation of justice.
The dispensation of justice. Well, purka lua la kangota mandi.
Milbe mile 2 ni ka tom print olek.
those in mile 2, if they would Tom print,
Adu kana appear tol nyato.
and they used to come and appear before
What
them,
is so special for us not to appear before them?
Muna na woto itelefonal te funtino la inyati limula.
So they overruled Wowo.
Munta ye wowo la ko ya
If that is the case, then the court is adjourned.
O said that if that is the case, then the court is adjourned.
But
Yeah,
ultimately...
Sorry, for the before that court...
Just a moment.
Okay.
We have to, because of time,
Okay.
we have to...
Okay.
But ultimately, the case went to the Supreme Court.
Kito nyinta Supreme Court.
The most important thing is the final dispensation.
I have, sorry, sir.
Okay, please go ahead.
I have a reason for saying this.
Because
you will come to know later why I'm saying this.
Next adjournment.
The next adjournment The day they
appear before that three-man judge.
They gave us to appear before the three judges.
Obviously,
That
the
lady was not there. She was removed.
And was replaced by our Nasi Sewada.
And they brought in Nasi Sewada in her place.
Since then, in the judicial phone court.
Since then, I never saw that woman within the judiciary.
I felt
it.
I feel back.
I felt it very well.
Until
Up to today, I'm inquiring about her. I cannot identify her in public.
This is why
I am saying this. I want it to be known like that.
But no case not a dismissal.
But that case was dismissed.
Not at our Supreme Court.
And then we went to the Supreme Court.
Supreme Court
at the Supreme Court,
five judges.
There were 5 judges.
In a case dismissed.
And our case was dismissed.
Or was it that your sentence was reduced to life imprisonment?
For review. No, on review. 7 judges.
Or 7 judges, okay.
5 judges in the case you are dismissed.
Okay.
5 judges,
now went for
our case was dismissed.
No.
Went
Still.
to review and they said no.
Okay.
That are 7 judges.
They said we are going to pursue and we faced 7 judges.
And these 7 judges, the Chief Justice was hired from Pakistan.
The Chief Justice was hired
from that case.
For the review.
Yeah, Chief Justice Bondinam Pakistan Prana Siokitokuna.
And they returned a reviewed verdict of life imprisonment.
The voting went 4 against 3. 4 says life, and 3 says death. Eventually,
life prevailed. And this was in 2015.
2015.
Something like that.
Yes.
How did you come to be released?
By presidential pardon.
I take it to be a presidential pardon.
When was that?
2015.
2015.
Just before, 1 year before elections.
July 22nd, something it was announced.
It was.
So you were in prison from 2009 to 2015.
2015.
What were the conditions of your incarceration?
Nothing is good there. All these periods I'm talking about, I was not able to see my family.
You were denied visits.
Yes.
In fact, a circular was issued precluding the staff of the department your wife worked for not to go to the prisons or not to visit you.
Directive akana nam visit prison.
They sent her a directive asking her not to come to visit me at the prison.
According to my understanding of the law, yes, death row inmates are not entitled to visits. But the whole problem with this is that a circular would be written and directed to your wife. That is the problem. Could you let us see the document, please?
Sa intela fahamuro lu ala karola meni ya lonko ibe kasola inyante fala kanyina londiko mo manya natale ikumpa bola barbitu bekang ina ta kaito le safeka kiwo mole purnyin kamala yewo kamo memfonya wasilo ikana kumpa boru soto ni laftayo kaito le bondinga jibe.
pass it to the chair. It should be Exhibit 176B, Mr. Chair, if accepted.
Wakola na musol yentol mi mutan na musol ya appeal ke
after that
president odani pour audience la na kacha
the wives of those of us who were in prison
letter jamal safi president
wrote many letters to the president,
but amman son keje
but he did not accept to give them an audience.
Na lawyer fane safero ke on our behalf Sirif Marit Tambedu.
Our lawyer, Sirif Marit Tambedu, also wrote on our behalf
President Odani Puru as a Yanfa Kenya.
To plead with the president to offer us clemency.
But how do you obey?
Despite all of that, he would not accept.
But at least at the end of the day, you got a pardon. On July 22nd, 2015.
Like 2015
Yes, that happened, but that was not his intention.
Why do you say that?
Follow.
First of all,
Daniro Jamale Ketai.
Many appeals were made to him.
Minketa alifalti itata walimpoka diamai
these were elders who had gone to meet him and to plead on our behalf.
Amanson abalantakar.
But he refused completely.
Ako.
He said.
Fonyato.
Later.
Fonyato akamune batu.
So later, what was he waiting for?
Wolong Supreme Court la last verdict towards us.
That was the last verdict of the Supreme Court towards us.
In all fairness to him, he has the prerogative of mercy, and he could have exercised it at any point in time.
Correct.
And
life sentence because
he did not pardon us when we needed it until we were given a life sentence. At the time, he knew that he cannot do anything to us now.
But this is all speculative.
I have a reason for saying this.
Proceed.
Before he would release us,
I directive document more.
He gave a directive that those that have been released, they should not be issued with any document.
How do you know that?
Ngana ID card samba ngana phone call samba passport or samba to renew it.
I took my ID card and passport for renewal.
And then?
And they told me that
presidential directive sort.
They got a presidential directive.
Release prisoners or documents or
that released prisoners should not be issued with documents.
So what I pardon me for.
Therefore, I said the pardon he talked about is not really coming from his heart. There was a reason for our release.
And with that information, what did you do?
When I got that information, I saw that there is a plan being since he could not trap us through the court. He will be able to get to us using another means, another way. And I will not sit and wait for that time. So I left the country.
Where did you go?
Senegal.
I was in Senegal.
For how long?
2015 for 17.
I left here 2015 up to 2017.
When a new government was in place?
Yes.
And when you returned to Gambia, did you make any effort to regain your position in government?
Yes, I did. Yes, as others did.
What did you do?
I went to the PMO.
I
made a claim.
Defense, right?
I wrote to defense.
No, immediately nata fang. Sorry, immediately nata.
Immediately I came back.
And that certain places that okay inform, like the security institutional katani lako muruntanan.
I went to various security institutions to inform them that I have returned.
Because mu service chief latino.
Because I was a service chief.
Surprisingly.
And I do not want to come here in a manner that will surprise them. That my comment was not to their knowledge. So I thought it wise to go and consult them and inform them that I have returned. But while I was here during that period, I saw many things which surprised me.
Ma feel anytime ko army threat kabinata imagine ko say molonti mi yalla ko mo state threat.
When I came back, I didn't think that I am any more a threat to the state.
But nata kala mta ko na finto fintin ka moldeje suto tilbulo ibedno maka.
But I later realized that whether it was during daytime or at night time, whenever I go out, I see people, strange people following me. I said, I will not take this. I wrote a petition
to the Ministry of Interior.
To the Ministry of Interior.
Then Honorable Mai Fati Lebije.
That time it was my Fati who was there. Show him that what is going on, I will not take it.
I will stay here.
This is my country and I will stay here.
And your claim was you were being followed by security agents
all over.
Maybe we should all do that.
So, but no reply at all.
So after writing to all those various...
That's normal. They have to do their work.
But imagine what I mean.
Yeah. But imagine...
Definitely.
If I see something else creeping towards me, which I don't understand, I will take my stand.
So you asked for reinstatement in government?
And
government responded? Do you have copies of the letter?
Your letter of Yes, I have it.
And government accepted your request and reinstated you? But with retirement? Are you satisfied with the response of government? Give us the letters and then you would explain why. Or perhaps we should leave that point for your closing. Your choice.
Okay.
Well, on that note, Mr. Chair, I have no further questions for the witness, but I would just ask that the letters requesting for reinstatement and the response provided by government.
Mr. Chairman, we later on la ko kam nyinin kardo soto mbesedo nyinin kala menna anin fanan man sakunda na ta jabi kuma kan lumen la barbitung ko be larin wala nyama jang.
For those to be exhibited as 176B and 176C respectively. I have to wait for him to give me those documents.
Sa mbaba tula prayo kaito ludinna.
Council, you recall the number for the last one?
We have 176 and 176A.
Okay, thank you. All requests are granted.
So the two would,
yeah. We're waiting for it. But
thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Yes. I am not putting in the requests for clemency and all that.
Yes.
You know.
This one, this is I wrote the defense. This is the petition I was talking about.
I want your request to government for reinstatement and the response by Personnel Management Office.
I made two requests.
Yes.
I made a copy of my reinstatement to defense.
Yes. Yes, but I need just the two.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Please pass them to the chair. I want the request for reinstatement, not the letter to defense. Mr. Chair, I have no further questions, and I hand over the witness to you.
Thank you so much, Council, and thank you, Mr. Baaji, for your testimony.
Chairman Council Numbara, ayete Mr. Baaji fana Numbara provision takana CDRO la commission nyati lumla.
Sorry, Council.
Yes, Mr. Witness, when you give your closing remarks, I would ask that you talk about the impact of all this on you and your family.
Lead Council.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Sorry for that interruption.
No problem at all.
Council ko bitung sedo nibela kumo kumfala daming. Alafta yinyim fanam foje. Nyimman toro membe dunta kono ay men sababu ima ay toro men sabu itak munila dimbaya luma isi o fanam fo ila kuma kumolu kono be ila diamo kumfala daming.
Witness, before giving the floor to the commissioners to ask questions if they have any.
Chairman ko jalninga be silo di la commissioner dol la pour ye nyininka roke ning ayatara nyininka be bulu.
Allow me to indulge in a realm of some irony.
Akoisi silo di la pour kodolu jube be lari nyaming.
I'll ask you three quick questions. It could just be very quick answers as well. During the period that you served as Director General of NIA, did you torture anybody? Answer?
No, I didn't torture anybody.
Did you see anyone being tortured?
I was not present, but I saw somebody who said he was tortured.
Were you told of anybody being tortured by your agents?
Yes, I was given that information.
The irony for me is former Director General of the NIA, who had listened this reply to the third question, had heard or it was reported to you that torture had happened on your watch, to become a victim of massive torture by your own colleagues or former colleagues.
Wairi ye kibaro sotoko ye moje ko ye mentajire ya inata kibaro fanan sotoko ye motajire ya andung ite fango otumo ite mudoku bunda kunton koleti silanga ko bebo fanan be kola ite fango ina ke moti ye memuta atew bunda akilmo la ke tajire yaje.
Do you dismiss that irony?
Fodu silang ebe balanna wala le bang
ani mambalan ko ye mol toche jole mambalan wala katu nga fole ko I
cannot dismiss that. I cannot dismiss that because I've already stated that I've seen somebody who was tortured there. And I didn't like it. And I also took somebody from the armed forces. I took him there and I've seen how he was also tortured. I didn't like it. What I believe is that what happened to them, it could happen to me or even my son. And since the day I took up that position, this was my first intention to stop it completely from that from happening in that department. Because I believe that this wall is not the end of everything. There is another wall where I'll be judged. And they will audit me for my deeds. So I will not sell my other wall because of the sake of this present wall. This is why when they called me to lie against others to implicate them, I refused. I told them to kill me. I know why I did that. Because I'm a human being, true. What I did to other people, if they do it to me, whether I will like it or not, or even to my son, whether I like it. Whether they did it to my relative as a DG, whether I will like it. I was thinking about all this. This is why I said during my time there, jonglers that I've been hearing about, I didn't see even one of them to come and pick up somebody. I didn't see them to bring anybody there. I'm not saying that it didn't happen, but I wasn't aware of it. And I am 100% sure that the day I become aware of it, I will go home. I will leave because I know where I come from. Final destination. And I know that that place is not the final destination. Whether they audit me in this world or not, I know that there will be an audit session for me in the next world. When they called me to come here, I said I will not come.
I appreciate TRRC staff all encourage back. I'm convinced.
I appreciate one thing, the staff of the TRRC. What they did, they convinced me. But I have a reason for that also. What is not true is not true. Even if one is going to die, make sure that you tell the truth. I pray to Allah to do something which is always right, but not to do something which is wrong. And I thank God He did that for me. Before even taking over this position. But a human being is just a human being. Nobody is perfect. I'm just human. But it will not be my pleasure to sit down and see another human being being tortured. It will happen only against my will. But when I was arrested, I swore that what they accused me of, if it is true, I will not survive. If it is not true, whatever happens, they will not be able to do anything to me. And they were unable to do anything to me. And when I came also, I was denied a position. They refused to reinstate me. What I did, what I said it is Allah's time. Allah's destination cannot be denied by a human being. And from that day, up to this day, I always pray and pray to Allah.
You're a very brave man, Mr. Baaji.
Mr. Baaji.
This was a key point for you during the morning testimony. I wanted to make sure that we have it firmly confirmed in our records. That's why I came back to the point again.
Wairin teluk fembe ke kanjang ka safele puru sinin samo wala na muruta wo dinkira kan kotake puru kaje senayandi ka bambandi me yalonko kulo me yalonko lafta lankene mala.
Yes, indeed. You resisted them coming to testify before us, and at one point when there was a slight delay, I said, did Mr. Baaji abscond? Did he run away?
Follow to biri balanta purkana CDR la jang. Wobe ko la birin tarde onata soto purila finto. Ngani ne miram ko je Mr. Baaji dun korama mboriko.
Thank you so much. Commissioners, if you have any questions, I look at the commissioners on the left first. None on that one on the right. Bishop, you have the floor, please.
Bishop le lafte nyinin kala.
Thank you, Chairman.
Inumbara Chairman.
Mr. Lamin Baaji.
Mr. Lamin Baaji.
No.
During your time as Director General of the NIA,
Wato mebe Director General yala NIA.
Where the arrest,
Dame yalon ko momuto menketa.
The detention,
Anin kamolo sindije.
And the tortures,
Anin tajire yalu menketa je.
Part of the job description of both you and your subordinates.
Fo wo mukulti me yalon ko alla do ko Kenya lom kaboyte fangla kata ila dumalankol labang.
Ndela wato wo makamoto.
During my time in that position,
I
didn't accept anything which will be part of torture. Because what I always say, and what I always think, whatever I do, I should follow the law. If somebody does something that is wrong, there is a law. I became a Director General. But if they bring my son and start beating him, whether I will agree to that, whether they bring my mother or my father or my uncle, whether I will like it, I will never take it. I won't take it. I will leave the job, but I make sure that that will not happen. Yes, that is against my will. I don't like that at all.
What I want to know actually, that whether the arrest, the detention, and the tortures were part of your job description.
Ako alafta melonna alla do ko Kenya kafo alinyanta do ko kelatenne fo mo muto kamo sindi dula kilingoto anin kamo tajireya fo alla do ko kono mu kulite me yalon ko ya dabula jele bang. According to my observation, these are not part of our job. The reason for saying that is
there is many ways of killing a cat.
According to the white man's proverb, there are many ways of killing a cat.
Where
if you see taking a stick and throwing it at something, like throwing it at a cat, it will, because you cannot get hold of that. But something that you've already got hold of. Because that thing, the object is already under your custody. Then what have you got to do? Law. Just pass the thing through the law.
My final question. Is it right that you should have shelves in the NIA complex?
NIA la office kono inyanta selo lu fango soton na jele bang.
It's a more detained noje.
They can detain somebody there. But it should be based on the rule of the law. And even if there is going to be a cell there, it should go with the rule of the law. Anything that is against the law, That shouldn't be there. You catch somebody and put him in a cell. There's a duration for that. If it is over that duration, then you have abused that person's right.
Commissioner Kinte, followed by Commissioner Carr.
Commissioner Kinte, nobody, Commissioner Carr.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Ndanga point ol men soto fula beje ol manke nyinin karde ol mu hakilo la yemenje kacha kono lem.
The points I have, two of them are not questions, they are just what you make of the discussion so far.
Ilingo obita esala kachale to ko nimpala sol be dila molla. Ila London ila no bulo nimpalaso nyanda tembela le saje palaso sitamaku.
One has to go with what the lead counsel talked about earlier on. When people are given positions, they must be qualified, adequately qualified for such positions.
Maralo kono.
Inside the management of the place.
Ontibo ni karhandiro ma nyonsoto je ni wol fielta maralo be fielta.
Well, to judge somebody and management are two different things.
No. In management, control is key. If it fails, everything fails.
Mararo kono kakuolu kanyang kay mara akumayata bakele niwo mararo tinyata dron ko be tinyata le.
Nyin karambunda be damendo wala munyinte ko ete ye molu biri ko director general.
Where the position is called when they said the director general.
Kamem for the director be le mbarol fana be le director wala munyinte.
Well, the other directors which are there, all of those directors, they also report to this director general because he's their boss, he's the leading director.
Wala kan yitande ko line of command be nyame membe du manyindo kala ko jibe nyame ka kontibo ka ragle membe we sandolo fananka o kontibo le nyama ragle membe we sandolo fananka o kontibo le nyama ragle for director general menyanda mobe kontibo la nyama ferola menu nyanda landela.
As the positions follow one another, these directors also, as their positions follow one another, the most junior director is controlled by the director above him. And the director above him also reports to another director who will check and control him. And that's the chain link, how it goes up until it reaches the position of the director general, who is the top officer over all these other directors. In that,
director general,
this director general, it is not every day that he should sit at his table to do recordings and do everything. But there should be plans for him to be able to check what I am being given as information and what is being done. There is a way for him to see whatever is going on so that he will be in full understanding of the situation. This is why in your narration I felt very, very happy about the way you established the truth and how you decided to go about it. But because of what was going on, if you are not aware of it, you don't know, so that you can balance the two. Well, that's the place where things also should come out and emanate. As you being the boss, you should balance these two things.
Point of Fulanyang.
The second point.
Brite imana NIA follow yemo samananje then imu sojarolti.
Before being the head of the NIA, when you were a soldier, you brought a person there.
Yabute nyama birimuta na samo amala fe kunneto foni nyunu mina aduna nyon.
the way that person was treated and beaten, this following day when you came and saw that person, you felt very, very bad about the way that person was treated.
And Tonya la meeting follow biri fonke director ti ila nganioni la natoya itandile.
And truly, when you were made a director general, your first meeting, what you made clear to them has shown your intention.
But nak hani bi nyun ku kilo nyun joy kilo ka garde ro ning ragle ro ke mankita walla wala atinna kambai.
But this one thing, to be able to...
Kambai bute bage ka tenunun kufula ifango itara siri nyala ware nyimbamba ne mako hon ngam aliye menkenu ngaje alni kata okana ke wala ke bali alat na kambai dun tay be kono po problem ol tension ol lakatara altol ning drug squad ne whatever tema.
There were two things: to be unable to control and manage whatever was going on was the reason for what came to happen later when something was done to Cabo which you didn't like, which brought tension between yourself and the people of the drug squad. It's because of you, the lack of that control and management which should have been established in your way of working was the reason which brought that tension.
And wala adna esa la kaitol ya itandi moment siata mo talul de tela o maralu which is kono ya wala mutari nyalla menta siloka.
And this is why, according to lead council's paper, about up to 50 people were arrested and detained in a way which was against the law. I said these things are just thinking which came out of the discussion. But what is my question? When this person was beaten, you said you swore that those people who did this beating, they will be punished.
Follow for ya sabatindile ka long jumani jumale dabije ani mo lota bunda jumale to. You follow sabatindile ba.
First of all, were you able to know who were involved in that beating? Were you able to establish that?
That's the question.
Who were involved in that torture of Lamin Kabu, and who did what?
Commissioner Kinte.
I heard your statement, Commissioner Kinte.
Command and control.
You say something here about command and control. Just as you are seated here, it has shown. But today, anyone that comes here, you will notice that all of you have the same intention.
Chairman.
The chairman. He is the chairman. But he listens to you. And he has faith in you. If that was not the case, you would not be seated close to him. And that is what takes work for. One person cannot take all the work. And I'm talking to you. I'm not talking about time din na wrong niela kumo jindi yede do mandinga kanasor na tenteng ni on denta fonola aha tenteng ngani wala kumat is the intentions which are important.
Ngani wala kumat ni ngani yo keta kilinti dorong.
If the intentions are all one, work becomes easy. And this is a place where all of you have to be one so that each one does their own bit. If I knew of anything that was not proper, it was my responsibility to ensure that I put a stop to it. But I am a human being with my limitations. Every human being has that. And every human being has limitations. Sometimes I'm engaged in something, I'm not even there. But I believe that. The one who is advertising for me, I should have faith in that person. I should trust the person. If I don't do that, the work becomes difficult.
Because if I am working with somebody, I will trust you and take you as somebody that you are me and I am you too. This is what I told my colleagues. This chair I am occupying, somebody was here before me. He has gone. Now I am here, I am on the same chair. I will go away one day. Who knows who will come and occupy the Today, who was there? Today, who is sitting down there today? He was under me before as the director. So, this is the world. So, what I believe is that a human being, wherever you are, whatever you do it rightly. Because you will have the reward. And not everything is waited for in the next world. Sometimes Allah rewards you here in this world. The hardships I encountered, had it not been for the help of Allah, I haven't seen anybody who can extricate me from there, because Allah knows what is in my mind. And I didn't hide it. Lies, fraud, wickedness. I will not be part of it today, tomorrow, and even day after tomorrow.
Yeah, abaraka baki. Amang jabi na katunko foye ya kontibo kele kalong jumale kuke mo menke. Wole manjabi malong.
Thank you very much, but the question I asked has not been answered to. What I asked for is, were you able to establish who were involved in the torture of Lamin Kabu and who did what?
Yes, I got information of someone that I mentioned here, Idrissa Job. But what you are saying, everyone is working under someone. And I also take myself knowing that someone is above me. So whatever I do, I'll do something so that tomorrow it will not bring me something that will be of a shameful nature.
Thank you.
Commissioner Carr, you have the floor, please.
Thank you, Chairman.
Chairman.
Sorry, Mr. Baaji, for what happened to you. I just have a simple question, which is, what do you do now? What do you do for a living at the moment?
Say haketo Mr. Baaji. Nyininkar sono yar ne bembulu. Lafta alon na saying ekamuneke ekabalu munela ekamuneke menke balundi.
Bi mantara fenka.
Today, as we speak, I am not into anything.
Menna kordale kono.
I'm inside my home.
But I
had built a shop there. Shops which I had rented out to people. And I get something there at the end of each month. But what is there? Anyone who is living, you will always walk on the path that God has written for you. It can be pleasant today, bitter tomorrow, the next day it will be pleasant again. That is God. So what He has put on me as a burden, I take it that God is the one that put that burden on me. And I also take it that it's only God who can take that burden away from me. I stretch forth my hands to Him and pray to Him so that whatever burden He has put on me, to take it off me. But what is most important there, it went up to almost 10 years and I did not sit in the same place with my family. When I was arrested, my kids were small, very young. When I was released, they were grown up. They released me. After a few months, I went away. I came back only 2 years later. If you look at that, that is a good reason enough for me to be together with my family. I came back not to look for promotion. I came back so that I can be together with my family and for us to become one. Because we were not together with them for up to 10 years. That, for me, is a long period. So today I see that my relatives, my family are people that they owe me a due, and I also owe them a due. And when we are together, our sustenance, by God's grace, we have not lacked. We are taking things little by little until when God answers to my prayers. But I know that God's calling will not will come.
The second, you mentioned your children. Are they going to school, and what are they doing right now?
One of my children is not here presently. He's in Dakar. Two others are at the college. I have children that I am a guardian to. They are also going to school. One of them completed school recently, but is not yet employed. I thank God because I never believed that I will sit together with my family. That I will see my family again. I never thought of that in my life. So God made that possible. So I thank Him. So whatever I get, I give Him thanks and praises.
Good luck to your children, and thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Oh, Imam, you have the floor. You have the floor, Ms. Hamza. Go ahead, please.
Witness, Imam Jaloko Sedo.
I listened to you very, very carefully. It's an issue that has been turning in my mind each time I hear matters about your service chiefs.
Akokule ba sondo mokono menka meaning asondo mokono wati o wati naye nyaton kolu la kumamoy menketa service bunda la nyaton kolti menketa kanton in tankada moliti.
I think every one of the service chiefs suffered seriously in the hands of junior officers.
Akaya mira wo kanto nyaton kolu kili wo killing amaria kolea jaw balu taki afangol la dindingulu bulokono menu betolu yeduma.
I'm very much touched by when you told this story about your young officers coming into your house, breaking your door, and forcing you to come out with them.
Ako nyinketa ye kuti mendunta sondo mola ite fango me ya lonko dindingulu menu bete koto sojari ya bundala wolu kana ka sawun ka dungi la suokono ke la bunda katika tinya kana dungi la bungokono ako keta ye kuti menduntala.
What do you really think is responsible for this situation?
Ako ite ya mira muna kuyo sababu
related to the training you have given over the period and the relationship between senior staff and junior staff.
Niya jube ite ya karango yiriko lumenu ke ila palasoto aniye makamo memara niyo fanan jube yena wala ateli nyaton kolunin dindingulu tema menu bali eduma.
Thank you.
Thank you. Akoy numbara.
Imam Abaraka.
Thank you, Imam.
Yela kumaumel.
I heard your statement. I believe that any human being, you should be disciplined. And discipline is that whatever you are doing, wherever it is, it is good to do that in an upright manner. The junior officers who engage in this kind of behavior, I will not, I will not,
I will not criticize them.
I will not criticize them.
Katunko ila londo ila makamo le manfuta ila ila makamo le manfuta o temboto ke ila fangol koros.
Because they are not endowed with the right senses to be able to.
What I can say about that is that their maturity is below their age.
Those of us who send them out on such errands, we are the ones that's supposed to question ourselves. Why are we doing this? And this is what I tell them. Discipline is everything. Today, the position that I am in, there are things, when you want to do them, I'll tell you, I don't want. Whatever you want to give me, because it is not in line with the law. I think I said that here in my testimony. If not for that, today I'm sitting here, they would have told, you said this to so-and-so, you did this to so-and-so. But I got to the stage. Because I said I developed from a young age to where I am now. That is why I keep saying, whatever we do, whatever we say, whatever advice we give, let it be something that is in line with the law and something that is truthful. If it is something that is upright, so that even when you get whatever you get, you can stand up and say proudly that this is something that I deserve. But if there is no truth in it, it will become a problem. And these junior officers, I told you, these ones you are talking about, when they were coming to me, they were not themselves. Because if they were themselves, they wouldn't have even touched me. They wouldn't have touched me. And in my statement, I said that while I was in the vehicle, I spoke to one of them. But I asked them, why would you break my door and find me where I was lying down on my bed? And he said to me, sorry, sir. Instantly, he became sober. This is the world. Since I took over the position as Director General, up to this day that we are here, I never put any security officer at my gate. I move freely just the same way as other people are moving freely, because I know how I'm like. I don't want to make anyone suffer. I don't believe that I made anyone to suffer, and no one should make me suffer. And when I took the position, I never left my home. I have a small house. And in that small house, that's where I am. That is what gives me comfort. That is mine. That is what God has given me, and that is where I used to sleep. That is my observation.
Mr. Baaji, you may proceed to make final remarks if you have any.
Mr. Baaji,
my apologies. Who is asking? Imam C, you have the floor, please.
Yo, Imam C lafte nyinin kala.
Abubakar Baaji, assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Nung lay nuyu de la gërëm. Sant Yàlla.
We extend greetings to you.
La baalu hakke fi nga jaar.
And begging for your forgiveness about what happened to you. Today they will give you respect, tomorrow they will bring problems for you. How I saw things, the way you were going before, whatever position they give you, it looks like you, the person, you don't have any say in it. You cannot stop anything and you cannot order anything else. Those who came to your home, And there were people who were under you. The reason why they came with that way of rudeness, somebody ordered them. Had it not been that you thought about your kids who were lying down there and your wife, the positions that you went through in the work of a soldier, the way things went, we wouldn't have ended in that way. But you thought about your family and wife. Had it been at another place, if somebody comes to you in that way, it won't end in that way. The type of government that we've just come out, may Allah help us and prevent us from getting any government like this. After that, however big your position is, if you order for something good, you give good orders. Even before going out of your office, you see your juniors come to your office and commit some things there which are so bad. Then that shows that we were living in a hell. But I just extend thanks to you for that. Thank you.
And you may please proceed with your final remarks now.
San Mr. Baaji isi tenteng yela kumakangulu fo yela fta kacha kumfala menula.
Barka Chairman.
Thank you, Chairman. First of all, I will extend thanks and praises to Allah. Allah who made it possible for me to be here today. It was very hard and it was very, very painful.
Bare wakata nyaonya bi alanata mabendi binyo lungola kanaka si nyindinkirato ka diamuna na kolyala anina dimiu.
However hard it was, but Allah preserved me and helped me to make it possible for me to come and sit down here today and talk about my ordeal.
I
would like to say something to the commissioners who are present. According to my what my observation is about my stay in the country here. And what happened to me. Where we were at mile 2. When I was there with people like me. When changes took place, these same people, they were all reinstated again in their former positions. And they were given their pay. They were sent on missions. And I was taken on and I was sent on retirement. And I'm not yet due for retirement. What is the cause for that? This is something which has become food for thought for me. And I think that we are all equal in this country. If they catch me and put me in jail, they said I plotted to organize a coup in this country. They brought another person and put him in jail saying that he also plotted a coup. And afterwards they said, well, we will work with Mr. So-and-so, but for you, go home. Rest from work. That's something very puzzling. I've seen no justice in that. There's no justice in that. Between me and Allah, I haven't seen any justice in that. I know what I went through. Because I know what we were alleged to have plotted is not true. Not even a single iota of truth is in it. Because all those who were incarcerated along with me, most of us didn't know each other. The reason for us to come to know each other or become acquainted is when we were all brought together and placed at one place. This is how we came to know each other. So what I observed in this whole thing is that there is discrimination in the whole thing. On my side, I was not dismissed.
Armed forces.
When I was going to the armed forces,
through the recruitment procedure.
I went through the recruitment procedure. They gave me a letter.
You are selected.
They told me that I have been selected.
If so period training.
You are going to do training for so and so period.
That training complete.
I did my training and I completed it.
Confirmed.
And I was confirmed.
Kabrim ibeng appointed as in positions.
When I am appointed in positions, they gave me letters for those positions. When also they redeployed me, they gave me letters. So if they want to dismiss me, why didn't they give me a letter to inform me that we are dismissing you from the system? That didn't take place. When I was going in, I went in with a letter. When going out, I should go out with a letter.
But man dismissal letter.
I didn't get any dismissal letter. I just got a retirement letter. What happened? Why is that? That's something which I want to appeal about. That's something which I want to know. I have no powers. But I hope that if you have a disease, you go to a doctor. It is incumbent on you to explain your disease to the doctor. Then if there is a way of treatment for your disease, the doctor is the right person to give you that treatment. After that,
commissioners.
When I was arrested, I was never afraid. Because I know that however long it is, I will be released one day. And the reason for that is a very clear reason. I said, this country, we follow laws. There are laws in this country. And we will follow those laws. And if we follow those laws, I will not be incarcerated in a prison. I had that hope with me. Because of that, whatever they did to me, I had the hope that one fine day I will sit down and narrate this. But later on, I became somebody who became disillusioned. And that disillusion came from the area where I should have justice. Our justice system. I would like I would like that to be looked into, the justice system in the country. Because somebody who has been offended has no hope except for the law in the country, which is a courthouse. And if you have that hope in the court, and that court became a court which turned to be a kangaroo court, now, where are you going to get hope? I prepare my bundle. I sent those bundles to my home and told them tomorrow, by the grace of Allah, I'm coming. Because truth will be established. Death sentence. I go there and now they inform me that I am going to face a death sentence. Had it not been for the help of Allah, I wouldn't have been able to sit down today. Because what I thought and what later happened to me is far from each other like the earth and the sky. And that brought devastation for me in mine at our courts.
Mr. Chairman.
I want to make an appeal, Mr. Chairman. I encountered serious hardship. And these difficulties took a long time. And I believe that whatever hardship one should encounter, you alone will not take it. Well, you have to share it with other people. In these difficulties, during the time of these difficulties, I missed a parent. He was or she was unable to take it. So I extend thanks to people, those who stood by me, my parents, my family, my wife. My sincerest thanks to the lawyer who stood for me, Sheriff Tambedu. Our Sister Sabali. Lamin Kamara.
Justice Jibujane.
Raymond Sok.
Mrs. Ngom.
And
the late Pap Chiasin Seka. Amantala Balulimbe, Aladana for Alasenema Kafarka.
And the late Pap Chiasin Seka, may Allah grant him Jannatul Firdaus.
Baremba for la Dimbali ko, I kukendo ken molien.
But I would like to inform his family that he did good things to people, for people, especially me.
Manina.
I haven't forgotten. I still have my mind on his family and I'm always praying for him. When I was in these difficulties, true, there were people in the group who were standing by justice. And those people, some of them were soldiers who were in uniform. They didn't look at their positions, but they went there just to speak the truth. And there is one person, I will not leave this place without naming him, that's Sehu Jallo, because I've seen his stance, where he stood for me. And I know what he tried for me. If you are sitting in a group, people should walk with the truth and stand up and tell the truth. And when we reach a day like today, I will say the truth that he tried to establish for me. So I think that I shouldn't leave this place without mentioning him. When I left here, I left the country and I went to Senegal. Where I went to, I was not born there. But there were people who were there who stood for me because of Allah. They didn't even know me. But they stood for me and made sure that whatever I need, they get it for me. Whatever is the case, I would like to thank and hail all of them. One of them is Sidi Gassama, Amnesty, and Aliutin of the Amnesty.
UNHCR in Dakar.
And UNHCR in Dakar. They helped me. They supported me. They gave me sustenance when I was in Dakar. And it is incumbent on me, if somebody does something very good for you, thank that person and extend sincerest thanks to that person. They did it for me. Maybe they did the same kindness to people more than 10 people for me. But so it is incumbent on me. If they do something good for me, I should talk good of them. Where I was, my mom and dad were not present there. And I have no relationship with them. But they had concern for me. This was their concern for me to live the way I should live. They helped me, they sympathized me. Then it is really for me to thank and hail them for their stance. Mr. Chairman, during our detention, Gambians stood for me to see that. And in non-Gambians. And even non-Gambians. Those who prayed for us. And at that time, we don't even know them. Somebody even went through fasting for me, and I was not aware of it. That person saw the difficulties we were in and decided to fast for me. To pray to Allah so that we will get out of those difficulties. And Allah paid and rewarded that person's stance. Then it is good to extend thanks to Gambians and those who are non-Gambians. Those who stood for us. Those who prayed for us. Those who fasted for us. Those who appealed for us. May Allah reward them. Those who are here and those who are outside the country. Because we had people who were praying for us here. We had the same people out of the country who were also praying for us. So thanks to Allah. Then I pray to Allah, may Allah bring peace and blessings to all of them. Mr. Chairman, I had a position before I was arrested. I worked with some people. And I worked in the country here. So today, if I sit down here, those I worked with in the armed forces, those I worked with at the agency, I thank all of them. Because I cannot do anything by myself. If you hear them saying director, int and security, there are people working under you. If there are no people under you, you will not be a director. If they say director NIA, it was not only me. There were people under me. Those people under me, it is incumbent on me to thank them and praise them. The time when I was holding that position, they took me that as we all belong to the same family. I have nothing to say except to extend thanks to all of those people doing in the service. Mr. Chairman. Finally, my thanks and praises to all of you. Commissioners. You and all the other commissioners. Your staff. TRRC. I said that I will not come. Initially, I said I will not come. I said I will not come. A rule for one is a rule for all. And I said a rule for one is a rule for all. If you have children biological children.
Itate kuke manyana minkel.
They went and did something which is wrong. They all come back. You take a stick and punish one of them. You take the other one and give him a mint. And they all committed the same offense. So the one you punish, would he like you? No. If there is truth. We did it. Beat all of us. If you want to give a mint, give us all the same mint.
What?
So then, this is why I said I will not come. But your people tried very well. They are brave people. Even today in the morning, it was tough. You were sitting here, but you didn't know what was going on. But what was going on in the office? They are brave people. They are brave as a lion, but I'm also brave. But whatsoever it is, it all falls to one thing. My refusal to come is placed on something, on a reason. Because I believe in justice. Is it today or tomorrow? I don't know. And nobody knows. May Allah make it far away from us. Everybody is standing on your feet. You will lie down one day. Let's always think about that. Let's make it our way of living, our way of doing everything. I have nothing else to do except to thank and praise you people. Before leaving the prison, I said I have left everything to Allah. I told you people that I will not come because I left everything with Allah. Whether you people will be able to do something which is more than Allah's intention, they said no. But we need you. Now I came and answered to your call. I'll say thanks to you. May Allah reward all of you. May Allah make peace prevail here. May Allah give us all one mind in the country. Gambia is belonging to the Gambians. We are all one. We are all the same family. If you touch one person here, it will reflect on another person. We've been sitting for quite a long time. I appeal to you all to forgive me. I am just a human being. I might have said something which is wrong. It's not my will. Or I would have done something which I shouldn't have done. It is not my will. It's not my will. I'm just a human being. And no man is perfect, so I appeal to all of you. You people sitting down. The people, the citizens of the country looking at us. Here and outside the country. I appeal to all of them to forgive me. Thanks to all of you.
Thank you very much indeed. Although we were in the consultation room behind, we felt the heat coming out of that area. We talked to our technicians and they told them, please go ahead, increase the air conditioning because it's really hot.
Inumbara mantara ubungo kono nunkoma je barimbe banta nyawnyandi jamma fangala ngalonko je kanditale nung hanifo nkoyali je la fonyo suma lafa fo kando membi je fasibo.
The lead counsel and his excellent team and the staff of the investigations unit, they didn't give up. The customer stayed on and on you, and I think you have vindicated their views.
Na lead counsel memo na nyaton koti luala karola anala doku lalu menu ba noma anin TRRC la doku lalu anin men ya lonko wolle fanalu fitate makadiya mu yed menkata TRRC la doku lalti ya kata hanfo ye kutu kata la kan pour nyin kamala ke sonde pourena.
We thank you very much for coming to share your account of the violations and abuses that you endured at the hands of your former colleagues.
Mbenumbarala ñin kammala isonta kana CDRO la jang ka satanye yemantoro nin bata men taki me ya lon ko ita fango do ku ñoo fololu wolle fango nata muru kaw ku jawlu kela.
And we take note of the suggestions and points that you had raised in your final remarks.
Ando ila kumo kum fadulato fanan ye kuma kangolu menu fo ye ya marolu menu fo ani yelo dalu menu yitandi mbeng hakilo tula wolu to bakele fanan te tula je.
We thank you again for coming to testify.
We will
end our proceedings here for today as well as for the week and resume Monday morning 10 o'clock. You all have a very restful weekend. Thank you all very much indeed. Oh, sorry, Council has one procedural point, please.
Well, Mr. Chair, just to remind that according to your timetable, the work plan we should resume on the 7th. Just thought.
Oh, yes, indeed.
Thank you very much.
I just want everybody to come every day.
Homer may have nodded.
Yes, indeed. Fine. We will make announcement on the resumption date and time again. Thank you all very much. Enjoy the weekend. Merci. Au revoir.